Where did my Dota go? Ah, there it is. Guys, welcome back to GESC. We have more SA Dotes. T-Show taking on SG Esports. This is game 2 to determine who's going to go to the winter finals, who's going to drop down to losers and play Infamous tomorrow. It's really brutal. Say SG Esports win right now, they're chilling after having 2-0'd T-Show. T-Show then have to face up against Infamous in a best of 3, which is tough. That's not something you want to be doing. If they win, then they have to play SG Sports in a best of 5 right after that. It's grueling, man. Losing this match is, I think, worse than losing the first round and then getting back into the grand finals. Like, it is absolutely harsh, man. But either way, we'll see if T-Show can claim their spot in the finals. It's only game 2. Nothing is set in stone just yet. I'm Mike Loris, going to be your caster for this game. We have ourselves a similar set of heroes. Exciting. Except for the fact that Gyrocopter is banned out. Bans from SG Esports looking exactly the same as before. We have Sand King. Feeling Sand King for, right about now.
10 seconds remaining.
But, you know, you also have heroes like Tiny still in the pool for whatever reason. Omni Knight still in if you want to grab that one. There are mostly just supports that you want to pick up really highly. Disruptor, another hero that I don't think was picked or it definitely wasn't picked. I don't think was banned in the last game. Was just completely ignored. So I mean, you have yourself some serious power level. Should be picked up by SG Esports if anyone is going to pick that hero up at all. But you know, T-Show grabbing the Bane is a nice start. And then usually I don't like when teams run back drafts that draft openings that they just lost with, but in the case of Bane Sand King, I don't think they were the issue there. T-Show, I think the Bane Sand King was solid. I think the Pugna or the Morphling were solid, not both of them together. I think that's really where the friction was caused. But Bane Sand King, they rotated around early on. They pretty much did what they needed to or what they could do in the later stages of the game. It was rock solid. I would like to see them run it back. If they are really struggling for a pick, you shouldn't be struggling this much for your second pick because this isn't really the difficult time in the draft. Like, the pool is wide open. You can get whatever the hell you want. Tiny is also like a reasonable hero to go for. They're going to go for a Clockwork instead. It's not bad. I do like Bane Sand King just a little bit more. It seems like you get a little bit of a better setup there. Because now that there's a Clockwork on the field, SG Esports will be going for these heroes that can kind of just ignore Clockwork. Looking towards the mid lane, you have heroes like SF, who will get ganked by Clockwork and will die. And then you have heroes like Queen of Pain or Puck, who will get ganked by a Clockwork and will never die ever. So you got to get those elusive heroes. Heroes like Batrider that can fly over the cogs, anyone with the blink, anyone with any sort of movement speed ability at all. Or that Visage, hello. It was banned in the in that Gyrocopter box that we see from T-Show, and now we're gonna see it. I have not seen SG Esports play the Visage. I want to say ever. It seems like Visage isn't really an SA thing. It seems like it's more of a EU thing. By EU, I don't mean EU CIS. I mean just strictly EU. Like OG will play this, but it's a far cry from what we usually see from these SA drafts. It's not like Visage got any huge changes. He did get another ability that drops a familiar, but you could still do that before. It's just like a little bit more convenient to do that now. So it's just like a more of a quality of life change more than anything else. So we'll see what this Visage can actually do. As far as you know, threats you have to worry about, T-Show, maybe that Drow Ranger. You have to worry about these familiars, so you do want to have someone with a little bit of mobility, a little bit of vision, if you can get it. Heroes like Storm Spirit are easily able to, once they're near the familiars, just follow them, keep vision of them, and actually kill them off. Get like a flat cannon or something like that. Gyrocopter's banned out. But, you know, those type of heroes, try to do with the familiars. Outside of that, you got to try to get through the Visage in the same way that you would get through someone like a TA. Got to get through that Gravekeeper's Cloak without investing any sort of huge nuking spells. So you want small ticks of damage, just kind of shred it off slowly, and then you could actually go for the very, very soft Visage underneath. But Bane, Clockwork, they're not bad at dealing with Visage. They're just not great. Now, Bane in particular, it's like, what are you really going to do to a Visage? You're going to Nightmare him and try to kill him with a grip? That's never going to happen up against Visage. As long as his familiars are at all nearby, you are going to get punished. I'll go for the Underlord T-Show. And, you know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. The Dark Willow is still in the pool. Please, one-time game. Want to see it. Is there any, like, huge Dark Willow Visage synergy?
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, with Bramble Maze, you can synergize with anything. It's just a gigantic disable. So it's going to work with anyone, let's be honest. But I want to see what SG Sports want to do with this Visage. Like, when we do see it picked up, it's always going to be in one of the later boxes, unless it's, like, really late in a best of 5 or something like that, and the meta shifts in that game. But, yeah, right now, Visage expected to go for that safe lane. You could actually dual lane offensively pretty reasonably with Visage ET, or hell, even Visage Witch Doctor. Very safe, stable supports here from SG Esports. Really trying to enable this Visage to get to that level 6 ASAP. Before that, like, he is very powerful in the fact that he can drop some seriously high nuking power on some of these heroes, but you're looking at dropping nukes on Clockwork, on Underlord. Like, these heroes are tanky as hell. You can drop a Soul Assumption on them, and I'm pretty sure they won't even notice. So you really just want to rush to that level 6 ASAP. For T-Show, and the Underlord, and we'll see what this Underlord is going to be fit into. I don't think this hero is the type of hero you just pick up and then you're okay with that. You really want to be able to go for an early timing push if possible. That's when Underlord is really powerful, because it's really easy to get those first couple items up as Underlord. It's really easy to get a lot of value out of your aura as Underlord as well. I wonder if how much damage do the familiars do nowadays exactly per level? Summon familiars, where are they? Attack damage 30, 45, 60. That's not bad. That's not bad. Queen of Pain the pick for T-Show. Yeah, it seems like the Underlord is just kind of going to be here. I really like Underlord when he is going up against heroes that are all right-click reliant, and you get that aura value, that damage reduction component of the atrophy aura. How much is that? 7%, so that's like 40%. I mean, it will cut the efficiency of the familiars down by quite a bit, but I'm not really sure if that in and of itself is worth picking this hero. Queen of Pain still is an aggressive slant for T-Show. Unfortunately for them, probably the best hero that would fit into this is someone like that Terrorblade, and he's banned out. So I don't really know if T-Show can make this a truly aggressive early game draft. They can, take a little bit of a farming game. Quap isn't bad there. Underlord isn't terrible. I think it's not where he's at his best, but still functional. Seems like that's really the only opportunity they have right now. And SG Esports, it's really, really hard to gauge Visage drafts because he is so very rarely seen. And, well, they'll have Maledict spam. Maledict into a couple right clicks with Soul Assumption. It's not really an elegant combo there. So a hero like Underlord is expected to be very durable and just really persistent. Probably for SG Esports, best thing they can do right now is just pick up the matchup for the versus that Quap. There aren't really many heroes that beat her, but you know what? Just pick up a DK, and I think you're going to be okay with that. DK is very killable if you get ganked by a Bane and a Clockwork, so it's not, like, completely safe. But it's probably one of the safer matchups against the Quap. You can go for a Puck as well. I think that with the Witch Doctor and the ET is really, really powerful. T-Show don't really have all that much in the way of catch. I mean, Hookshot, Grip, these are tools that can be used to catch a Puck, but it's not really super elegant. They'll go for the OD instead. Looks like SG going to try to play a little bit of a later game style here. And T-Show, they're not completely opposed to that. Both sides lacking, T-Show lacking their real scalability out of that safe lane. But SG with the late game Visage can be really powerful. Really depends on his itemization. SG Esports still looking for that off lane. Tiny will be banned out. Off lane Tiny definitely a thing. What do SG Esports want right now? I'm pretty sure Underlord means that you just can't go for Nature's Prophet. That's just not a possibility. You will get absolutely ripped apart if you try to do that. Maybe they can go for that Enigma. Try to power farm a little bit and try to get some team fight going. Again, you could use Clockwork and Bane to interrupt that black hole, but it's not really an end-all tool there. T-Show do have the ultimate last pick, so they can seal everything up here. Their catch is definitely there, T-Show, but their sustained control is a little bit lacking. Especially once BKBs come up. I don't know if Visage is going to be getting one, but for OD for sure, that's going to be a lot to get through.
5 seconds remaining.
They don't have a lot of time either here, SG. It'll just be a Sand King. Nothing too crazy. Putting a lot of stock into this Visage and OD to carry them through. And early game-wise, SG Esports really only have this OD as kind of a hero that's lacking in the early game, and even then, like, he's not that bad.
10 seconds.
T-Show's early game is pretty devastating as well. It's really, really hard to evaluate Visage drafts because the hero is a weird hero. Like, it is not your conventional hero, and an Alchemist.
Now select your hero.
Okay, T-Show, okay. So, Alchemist is the last pick for them. SG Esports, can they handle an Alchemist? They don't have any sort of counter regeneration. That's like the best way to deal with them, obviously. But T-Show, they will be able to hold the fort down really, really easily for this Alchemist as far as AoE is concerned. They have it in spades. They don't have to worry about creeps overwhelming them or anything like that with pushing from SG. They should be able to handle that. OD, though, is pretty darn good at killing off Alchemist. And T-Show don't really have any great tools to make sure that the Alchemist is going to be safe from that. Alchemist is really, really durable. He regenerates a lot, but at a certain point, you are just going to lose all your intelligence, and OD is just going to be hitting so damn hard with that Arcane Orb. It's really going to get pretty messy. I don't know. We don't really get to see Alchemist all that often. I never get to cast Visage. I casted Visage, like, from SA, like, literal 0 times. I don't think a single time. It's only when I take a trip over to the across the Atlantic you get to watch any real Visage play. So I'm excited. I'm not really sure how to evaluate this draft from SG Esports. I do think if their lanes go well enough, specifically for this Sand King, they can get onto the map and have really dominating map presence and keep that Alchemist from farming. But that's a pretty big ask. Like, Sand King is powerful, but he's also going up against a lot of threats. Like, a lot of threats. Like, Sand King usually beats 1v1 mid lane matchups. I don't think Underlord is one of those matchups. Clockwork, Bane, the heroes that can really, really easily mess with the Sand King. So, it's going to be a little bit finicky here. But I am excited to see what we can actually get done with this Alchemist. He did get a slight buff. I think it was that 20 talent is now 30% cleave instead of 25. Big who cares? That 5% isn't going to matter too much in the grand scheme of things. It's just better for the Alchemist in general. It's kind of nice. I think the last time I saw Alchemist, he actually did go for unstable concoction damage, however. It is worth noting that you do have Acid Spray. These small ticks of damage can really easily get on top of Visage and kill him off, and Bane walks right past all of SG Esports. That was super stealthy from the Bane, actually. I'm very impressed. The only catch being a cask and a low-range Burrow Strike with no boots. Not exactly an impressive array there.
Seconds to battle.
But I would expect Theo to be sticking on this bottom lane, trying to give this Sand King a little bit of aid. Actually, Visage is sticking around here. Maybe Sand King's going to be going up towards top. Visage Witch Doctor? It's definitely going to be dual lanes for SG. It's just a matter of where they want to throw these heroes. Pretty sure Alchemist doesn't get any... Isn't this bugged?
The battle
How much?
begins.
Supposed to get gold. Everyone's supposed to get gold from the bounty runes. He got 100. Okay. No, that seems like it still works. It's not broken. Although I think when the patch was released, I think it was broken. But now it's not. So we're all good. Gets that bounty gold. Typical Alchemist things. He's gonna go up against an OD. Level 1 for Alchemist is always really bad, but as soon as you get past that level mark, oh, the creep gets hit with a couple times with the tower. That's troubling here. ADR, it blocked a little bit too well, and it's gonna be shoving the wave back in towards the Alchemist. But once you get a couple points in Acid Spray, OD can't really do a lot versus the Alchemist. He's just a little bit too durable, and OD just doesn't quite do enough damage. Plus, there's a clockwork here, so it's a whole mess of problems. Posa is going to be 1v1ing that Underlord. And, is Theo Elder Titan in a little bit of trouble here. Does have a lot of movement speed thanks to that Spirit, but still takes an absolute beating. It's a full offensive tri-lane from a Visage, and this is still classic Visage. You still can do this. The problem being, you have a Witch Doctor and an ET with you. These are not your traditional offensive tri-lane Visage heroes. You do drop bombs with Soul Assumption, but only if that bar is filled up really quickly. And Witch Doctor doesn't really do that. As far as aggressive power is concerned, Witch Doctor is more of the overtime variant in that Maledict. ET can do that damage, but it's really, really risky, because if you're going to do that damage, you gotta dive deep. So I'm not really sure if this is going to be very useful, especially since you don't have Soul Assumption. It's hard to use Soul Assumption if you don't have it. If you Soul Assumption Quap, like, she blinked away. Well, what the hell did you expect is going to happen there? That's going to happen every single time. If they can keep the Quaps farm down, it might just be worth it. It's over in the mid lane, it should be overall ending up in a wash. And over in top lane, Sand King versus Underlord should be very similarly tied up here. I mean, the Caustic Finale is great and everything from the Posa, but you gotta watch out for Underlord, man. That aura can absolutely destroy a Sand King, Caustic Finale or not. Plus, just being a melee hero means that you take an extra Firestorm hits generally. Sticky situation here. That's my dog. There are pictures of her on the internet if you're interested in seeing what dog is actually barking. Finally get a cast onto Terrence, but if you're going to play this lane, man, you got to go for that Bane. Or go for this Clockwork. Cogs are out. Farmed up a little bit. It's a gold delivery there. Another bump back into Theo, actually. That kind of sucks for the ET. Now he's really out of mana. And he chased down a little bit. And they're jockeying for position. Cast's going to start bouncing through. Now they have an opportunity onto the Clockwork. Cogs go up and Soul Jumps in. Still castable. Still will get the kill. Theo is in a little bit of trouble here, but he is deniable. Keep that in mind. And it looks like he should be just fine. Actually, no, Blink 4 from Terrence. Oh, gets fogged. Theo's still alive. And with that Tango, should be just fine to back out of there. That is not what you want to have happen. Not versus a Visage in particular. It's versus that Witch Doctor. Hero here, hero here. No creeps anywhere nearby. Man, that is just a bad spot for Bane and Clockwork to find themselves in. Very, very unfortunate. Queen of Pain is kind of suffering in her farm. And because all these heroes are also hanging around here, she's suffering in her experience department as well. And one of the big reasons we see Queen of Pain go towards mid is because she can handle those 1v1 matchups, but she also really wants that experience to get extra levels of Blink. Get that extra level of Queen of Pain to level 4. Get level 2 Shadow Strike if you want to go for that. But when you're splitting a lane with 2 other heroes, you just don't get that much experience. And your options become few and far between. ADR is getting his ass kicked by Acid right now. He's getting his acid kicked. That was terrible. Oh my god, that was bad. Let's just pretend I never said anything. I tried to make it work. I tried, and it didn't work. It failed utterly. ADR is going to chug down a salve. Now out of regen. Not able to stop this Alchemist's farm, though. Like, it's so hard to actually harass the Alchemist, since if you do try to harass him, you draw creep aggro every single time, and you have -5 armor on yourself, so it's like, yeah, you hit the Alchemist a couple times, but the creeps hit you for just as much, if not more. Really, it's a delicate dance there. Plus, he's out of mana right now, because the Essence Aura is only level 1, and he's kind of getting unlucky with that. Not a good situation to find yourself in. This is, also, keep in mind, though, a Visage, though he is, I would say, having a decent time in this lane, is splitting experience almost 100% of the time with the Witch Doctor. A little bit with that ET from earlier. So level 6 on the Visage is going to be pretty far away here. And that's really like the big advantage of having a Visage, is that you get to be level 6, you get those familiars, and then they will just destroy your opponents for you. Here comes the body blocks. The Nightmare is going to come out, though. It will be pulled off, but a little bit late. I don't think Theo can actually get this kill. If he was able to get that stomp off, for sure would have had a chance. Overall, though, interesting lane opening for sure. Sand King, level 6. Both these two heroes on top lane are going to be really happy. 4/4 is not happy. Gets stomped into oblivion. And Bardino is going to be able to TP out just fine. Queen of Pain, level 3, is not a threatening hero. I know everyone thought, hey, Queen of Pain, what if we played her as support? At one time in their Dota career, it's no good because of exactly the reason you see right now. She doesn't do anything. She doesn't do enough damage. She pokes pretty well, but that's about it. That's about where the advantages end. An underleveled Queen of Pain is a sad Queen of Pain. But of course, this game isn't really about Queen of Pain. This game is about Alchemist. T shows Alchemist certainly a good start. No pressure whatsoever. Stack situation, though, is non-existent. A little bit. Let's see who's going to be cashing in that Alchemist, though. I mean, Alchemist makes his bread by stacking. And if you're a support that just so happened to stack for him, man, you're in the money. Cask going to be thrown out, giving Theo a little bit of space, but not quite enough. One more right click gets the kill. A little bit too aggressively positioned there. SG Esports, they are just rushing for this Blink Dagger. A solo lane Sand King can absolutely destroy a game if he gets a reasonably timed Blink Dagger and then applies pressure towards the heroes that matter. In this game, that's just the Alchemist. Make sure his stacks are low. Make sure he is pressured the entire time. Letting him sit back and farm like this leads to what we see right now. Him being on the top of the net worth chart easily with no signs of slowing down. And again, SG Esports don't really have any absolute hard counters versus that Alchemist. So they really have to try to stop him early on, because trying to stop him late, that's not going to work out. Oh my god, he got plus 99. Oh my god, Theo's laying into him. He's going to refresh the duration and now go for Terrence, who actually does have just enough mana to blink out, but 4/4 gets left behind. A couple of punches or a stomp. Boom! There goes the Bane. I'm not sure if that's a bug or working as intended, but if you have a lot of damage stacked up from an Astral Spirit and then you throw out another one that doesn't have quite as much damage, you extend the highest damage output you have. Again, I'm not really sure if it's a bug or intended, but that's just how it works. Theo is going to get clipped by the Queen of Pain there. It's a freebie. Costa is at level 6. This is when things get dangerous. You can see this is like the big change for Visage. He has an ability on his hero that lets him cast Stone Form. It's whatever. It doesn't do... It's nice, but it's not game breaking. Gotta watch those familiars though. It's ultimately a pretty late time to get familiars. Oh, the Nightmare! That just saved the clockwork. It just may. Unless he gets imprisoned. No, they can't find the imprison. And with the flare, Witch Doctor will stick up and will survive. But whew. Couple supports having a little brush with death over in the mid lane. ADR, though, is still unpunished so far. I mean, the Alchemist is obviously a little bit happier about this kind of quiet mid lane, because he's an Alchemist. But OD's still not doing terribly in this game either. Does have level 1 in the orb. At this point, level 9. 4 staff. Finished? Yeah, that's finished. Once you get that Hurricane Pike, you do a hell of a lot of damage. And Tekka now in a little bit of a brawl fest is going to dodge the stomps. And is going to get Maledicted. Puts down the pit. Does a lot of damage to that Witch Doctor. How much damage? He got 85. Yeah, I don't think they checked beforehand how much damage he had. But, oh, he actually got the kill. So maybe it was less than 85. I don't know exactly how much it was, but rest assured it was a hell of a lot. Giving that Sand King some cover with the stomp. Does have Wand, Burrow Strike, or Shrine. That's good too. And oh, Costa just straight kills off Terrence. I, again, chose the wrong goddamn fight to watch. Man, never lucky. Queen of Pain does have that one blink, but... Sorry, guys. I apologize on behalf of my dogger. The blink is only once. And if you get Grave Chilled before that, you're not going anywhere anytime soon. The familiars will be able to catch up to you and drop into Stone Form right on top of you. Blink level 4, maybe you can play around that. But Blink level 1, man, the Witch Doctor is going to find Terrence. Cask, going to be there. Stone Form 1, Stone Form 2. It's a lot of damage, but I don't think that's lethal. What level Maledict is that? It's level 2. It's not bad, but can't kill. they're going to give Theo a little bit of time to farm this top lane. And by farm, I mean CS lull. Leposa already has that Blink Dagger. Now's the time. And this is why I'm a big fan of Sand King and you know, all these other offlane heroes, timing-based heroes other than Underlord. Underlord doesn't really have a time where it's like, yeah, we got the item, let's go. He's very powerful, we could see that already, but there's no real breaking point where he suddenly becomes extraordinarily powerful. He's just a very, very linear growth rate. Whereas Sand King right now, if he finds an opening onto anyone, man, that hero is in a lot of trouble. Especially with an epicenter prepped up beforehand. So far, though, he's on top of the net worth chart for the Dire. Kel Surprise Alchemist is on top for the Radiant, and he is rolling in the dough. All that Greevil's Greed.
Radiant are scanning.
It used to be called Goblin's Greed. I think they changed that because he's not a goblin in any way, shape, or form in this game. Yeah, it's going to be Theo in a little bit of trouble. Smoke broken. There is no grip, but there are a rainbow of TPs. Man, they really don't want their ET to die there. And he won't. Unless he kind of goes a little bit too far. They'll find 4 for 4. The last person to TP that Visage. Gonna save it for this Bane. Got him with the Soul Assumption. It's gonna cost them a lot of TPs. Like, that is not free at all. But hey, they get something for it. The Alchemist, though, has the armlet, has the phase. Oh, he has phase, interesting. Usually we just have brown boots, armlet into Radiance Travels. Gonna be a little bit more common there. I mean, as an Alchemist, it doesn't really matter because you have so much gold, it's like, whatever. Just sell the phase, get the travels. How much do travels cost anyway? $10? Anyone? Anyone obscure references? No? I tailored it to the situation, so you guys may not get it. I'm working on a very high level of humor, guys. You just don't understand. Great co-caster. Yeah, she's great. Visage Medallion into Drum immediately after. Interesting. A lot of points in Grave Chill. 7 seconds is an absolute eternity to be slowed down. And of course, those familiars are going to be laying into you the entire time. Kind of surprised the Visage isn't going to go straight Solar Crest. It's definitely in the plan, I would say, but just not first. ADR is a little bit too far away from allies, but fortunately for him, there is no grip still. There is no concoction, so OD just walks out of this. Or forces out of this. That's 4 heroes trying to kill an OD, and they just don't have enough stuns to do so. Now, Alchemist is kind of okay with that. I mean, he doesn't get the kill, obviously, but he's got some lofty aspirations here in the Ancient camp. It looks like that might not stack. That's not going to stack. Unfortunately. Sand King is kind of in the area, though. Leposa, does he smell this? He absolutely does not. Does he see it? He sees a Bane. Doesn't see anything else that would indicate that this is happening. This is a less than 100 HP Alchemist trying to kill off Ancients, and they will find the Bane and probably kill him off. Death Ward, couple of right clicks, good enough chain stun, heal Brain Sap, get a lot of HP back. Maledict. Oh, did he Nightmare dodge one? And there's a Shrine here, so maybe he does just live. Looks like that Brain Sap is just enough to get him back up to a healing point. He doesn't worry about ADR, he's still kicking around in the area. They'll find Tekka. Burrow Strike is out, and the Intelligence Steal is going to start stacking up on this Underlord. Poor guy, dumb as bricks, and now dead as bricks. They'll kill off an Underlord, but again, this game isn't about Underlord. This game is about Alchemist and how much farm he's able to get freely. So far, he's been able to farm absolutely freely. Theo's going to run into him, and they'll see the Alchemist for the first time in about 13 minutes. Can't actually pressure him to a significant degree. I'll have to try to take down the tower. Visage with the familiars will do quite a bit of damage versus those structures. They will find and kill off that Clockwork. Okay, now I keep on saying like it's not about these heroes, about the Alchemist, but if you lose everyone and everyone's feeding and you're the only one who actually has any farm, then it's really hard to carry the game as an Alchemist. You need some allies there. They will find the Alch. Burrow Strike Epicenter. It's all available. They will have an OD arrive. Here comes the Stomp. And with the Eclipse, oh, Mandy goes to hell and back. And now the OD's in a little trouble, actually, with the full grip. He will get mech'd up with the Brain Sap still available. Oh, the Epicenter comes in, though, from Leposa and goes through Tekka in the meantime. The Familiars are right overhead. He should be going down here. despite all that atrophy aura, it's not going to be enough, and now they're looking for that Clockwork. Another blink, another burrow strike. It's all going to land, and will it get the kill? Clockwork on the run, has battery assault for a little bit extra slow, but the familiars are now overhead, gives Costa a triple kill. OD just got manhandled, but the Alchemist got manhandled just a little bit more. His stat gain overall, oh, they lost Leposa though, my bad. Alchemist's stat gain overall is garbage because he's so balanced around gold instead of stats. So if you're able to hit him just like twice, he's super dumb at that point, and then Eclipse is just going to absolutely destroy him. If it doesn't destroy him, then you're in a little bit of trouble because you actually have to kill him through non-burst traditional means. But this time it was just enough, and now looking again for the Alchemist perhaps. Cask is out, Maledict lands, and that was underwhelming to say the least. But a 2k lead for SG. They are ahead in gold up against the Alchemist draft. Experience, this is the accurate representation of advantage in an Alchemist game in favor of SG. So far, Tekka, I mean, he does have a mechanism. We haven't seen mech in a long time, actually. Guardian Greaves is usually picked up, but mech is kind of quickly skipped over. Still a decent enough item to have right now. Quap, though, is... oh, she's struggling. It's 16 minutes, doesn't even have her Veil yet. Finally does pick it up, or has enough gold to get it. It's really, really slow incoming in this game. SG Esports aren't the type of draft that can just put the pedal to the metal, start taking all your towers. They don't have those type of heroes. They do have heroes though that can remain competitive in farm and look for occasional team fights if given the opportunity. Especially now that Costa does have level 2 in those familiars, a huge damage boost. Oh, hook shot in. Does catch and should kill off the Witch Doctor. But it's a Witch Doctor, so that's okay. Shot now down. T-Show, those type of kills, just to get Alchemist a little bit of breathe easy room, it does add up quite a lot. He's going to go towards his Radiance at, again, not the fastest rate we've seen on an Alchemist before. That death certainly set him back. I don't think either side can really clear out Roche super quickly. There's a 4-staff drum on the Visage. A lot of these kind of basic level items on the Visage. Nothing too huge in the build queue. Tekka will leave before this push comes in. Where'd he go? He didn't go too far. I don't think they can hold this tower. These familiars just do way too much dot damage. I mean, it's technically damage over time. They do way too much DPS to really sit here and challenge it. This tower is going to take a spill. In the meantime, Alchemist still farming, but not yet at that Radiance markings. His farm rate, even though he is getting this space, isn't really as fast as it otherwise could be. You should have it off of this boundary rune. There you go. He has it and then some. There's his Radiance. 18-minute Radiance armlet. It's not terrible, but he still has a long way to go. Evasion in this game, it's not terrible. It's certainly going to be quite nice against the OD. But if you get hit with that Hurricane Pike, whatever it's called, Hurricane Thrust, he's going to be out of that Radiance mischance range, and you're just going to get obliterated by those orbs. Right now, it seems like it's just farm time. No one's really working towards any objective. I mean, if the Visage is working for, like, you know, that additional familiar, then, I mean, that's definitely something worth waiting for, but it seems like both sides just getting farm is absolutely fantastic for the Alchemist. I'm not really sure how much space his allies are going to be able to get for farm, though. I mean, Bane's net worth is pretty pathetic, and it will most likely stay this way the entire game. Clockwork is level 2 Flare, so he can't really get very easy CS either. A hero like Quap, already this far behind, desperately needs to get kills, use Sonic Wave, get something to get catapulted back into a decent net worth spot, but having an Alchemist on your team typically just tends to, you know, waste away all your resources on the map. All your potential resources. They just all go towards this black hole that is the Alchemist. He absorbs absolutely everything. Oh, they found the Clockwork. Look at the familiars. Go to work. One gets put to sleep. Soul Assumption from downtown gets the kill. And now Tekka forced to bail out. Do they have enough damage with the Eclipse? They will cancel the Uber out and kill off the Alchemist and kill off the Bane. Okay. Once again, I chose the wrong part of that fight to watch. But I think that's just a display of how much damage these familiars do. I don't even know if that was Valor on the Clockwork. I don't even know if he used that medallion. But that OD, man. That OD, Sanity's Eclipse, wrecking the OD, wrecking the Underlord. The UD, I guess. Wrecking the Alchemist even harder. You don't get Irradiance, then immediately try to get into a fight. That was SG Esports calling the bluff of T-Show, and man oh man did it work out. They'll take this tier 2, put that one in the bag. And this OD, man. Got the Hurricane Pike, got the Blink Dagger. He is absolutely dishing. So is the Visage. Almost at level 15. 40 EXP. Split Soul Assumption. Got some cute things here. Oh, here come the orbs. Jeez, the last hit gets blocked. He's gonna force the barrier out. It's free, so whatever. But all that int, man. The OD's got it. And he's looking to use it onto some poor sucker. Riding some poor ogre thing. You can tell SG are just itching for a fight. Cogs not going to work up against that Witch Doctor. In fact, Maledict now applied with the Urn, Burrow Strike, and Stomp. Clockwork, even with the mechanism, looks like he might just go down, especially when ADR arrives. Steals the kill because he deserved it. Now looking for that Bane. Puts him in the bubble right now. Got to watch out for that tower, but the Stomp is going to be armed up, and the Bane will also fall. Godlike for Costa. Up towards top lane in the meantime. Mandy trying to push out Leposa, but he's just setting up for Witch Doctor to get into position. The stun is out. Oh, there's no Chemical Rage. That is so bad. That means Maledict and Death Ward should just straight kill him off. Oh, no. Getting caught with no Chemical Rage is the most feels bad of feels bad man moments you could possibly have as Alchemist. And that is so much cash for SG Esports. Who got that kill? It was the Witch Doctor. Rewarded, of course. But goddamn. Level 13, only on the Alchemist. He's wealthy as all hell, but still, not being on the map getting even more farm means that I guess Queen of Pain and Underlord can get some farm, but it's not like they're going to suddenly get into a position where they're suddenly, you know, competitive with this OD or with this Visage. Like, they are behind. They're most likely going to stay behind, especially if if they keep on feeding them these kills. ADR is absolutely monstrous right now. Wonder what he's going to get next. He already has 14 armor. It's a reasonable amount up against an Alchemist. He already has the Hurricane Pike. He already has the Blink Dagger. Don't really need something like a Nullifier just yet. You can get a Sheep Stick. Get something fat. Treat yourself, OD. It's a Hyperstone. Not bad at all. Sometimes you just need straight damage. No utility. All damage. Steal that int. And try to just burst down the Alchemist through that piddly int gain he has. It's been working so far. And we'll find a Clockwork and Burrow Strike, couple orbs. Oh, get that int. He's looking for more. Tekka is going to last a little while longer, but that just means it's more int for ADR. Dude, he's hunting, man. Probably shouldn't be, but the rest of his team in the meantime, they're pushing things like, you know, playing Dota for real. Top lane, Queen of Pain is pushing, and they're trying to scrape together some items on the Alchemist, but 23 minutes in, with this close of an advantage for the Alchemist, like, it's still not bad, but it's really not where he wants to be. He wants to be like an easy 5k at least ahead of the next highest on the enemy team. Oh, Rod of Atos is apparently up on the ET, and they will land the Earth Splitter, Burrow Strike as well, but the Queen of Pain still slips out. They don't have enough damage to actually kill her off, and can't deal with the Alchemist either in the main fight. Oh, the Orbs of Death coming in from downtown. The OD strikes hard with that Hurricane Thrust. There goes the Clockwork. This game is looking real hard for T-Show. Now, you never really want to count out an Alchemist if he's able to split push with... If he had a Manta Style, if he was able to split push with the Manta Style, then yeah, he would be able to get a lot of farm time and farm recovery on the Alchemist. A little bit of recovery for his allies. Suddenly, everyone has Aghanim Scepter upgrades. Like, you can really do some pretty ridiculous things on Alchemist. But SG Esports, they're just camping out right outside T-Show's base, and there's so much pickoff power here. Like, OD clearly has all the damage in the world. ET has Rod of Atos to counter that Queen of Pain. This Visage has a Pipe. Very defensive build, but oh, they found Tekka. He's going to try to teleport out. I don't know about this one, Kev. Yeah, that was no chance at all. They will get the Orchid on the OD. He doesn't really care about that. Now Terrence is in a really awkward spot. He does see the Blink Dagger, the Burrow Strike being used on the Sand King though, so he knows he's okay for right now. But like pretty much everyone who tries to get farm, they get picked off. On an individual hero basis, SG Esports are just more powerful than T-Show. That means they can wander around with skeleton crews, do stuff like this, and expect to not really significantly be punished. Are you gonna hookshot in? It's a bad idea, bro. Maybe it's time to hookshot in now because it's a little bit too late. Got hit with the stomp. Now here comes ADR. 1, 2, 3, 4 orbs, 5 orbs, and he's dead. 4 for 4 tries to TP out. Actually does make it all the way back to the base. But you move out of your base, you get killed off. Yeah, that feels bad. 9K net worth lead, and SG Esports are absolutely rolling. Perhaps the only real bad thing about this strat is that they will struggle somewhat to actually end the game up against Underlord and Alchemist. But hey, they're still getting all these items. They have all the time in the world. Get an Aghanim Scepter on that Visage, get that third Familiar, get the Shiva's Guard apparently on the Sand King, because why not? Just keep on using that Atos to catch this Queen of Pain. I don't think this is... Oh, I don't think this is happening. Stomp? Maybe? No. Visage Familiar is now level 3. Dude, this guy is... It's very deceptive. Like, he doesn't have any offensive items. I guess we can call this an offensive item. But he has, like, all of these super defensive tanky items, which, of course, with Gravekeeper's Cloak makes him an absolute tank. But he still does a lot of damage. Unless someone is actually able to kill off these Familiars. And I'm not really sure who that would be. Alchemist doesn't have enough attack speed. He's not even at level 3 Chemical Rage to, like, shred them with insane AS. He's gonna go, you know, pretty standard Alchemist stuff. Usually if an Alchemist does get attack speed, it's as his literal last item when he's deciding between a Shiva's Guard or an AC. Even then, it's like Shiva's Guard is usually gonna take priority. We're gonna go straight into that Roche Pit and put him in a grave pretty quickly. Pushing the bottom lane is commencing, but an Alchemist, he will be able to take down this tower probably. I don't know. Roshan's down. If they teleport to the shrine or to this tier 2, they can stop this Alch push cold. He has no TP. Terrence. Uh-oh. Blink out to the south. The Sand King's going to give chase with the Shiva's Guard. With the Burrow Strike to land, the Orbs of Death are once again coming in. Did the Imprison go off? No, the Imprison did not go off. Looked like it did, but they'll find the Bane instead. Tries to TP out. Stomp. Imprison. No! He blinked right over. Okay, well, the Bane survives. That's kind of nice for him. But still they have the Aegis. BKB on the OD. 8K lead. And this is, again, like the part where SG Esports are really going to falter. At least, if they are going to falter, it's right now. It's when they have to actually push up the high ground and win. You see the Alchemist is starting to pull further and further ahead. Tekka is going to rush the tower. Oh, he got it. Nice. In the meantime, Witch Doctor finds the Bane. Vessel on him is going to do quite a bit of damage. Theo is here to give his ally a little bit of help, but the Spirit's actually nowhere nearby. He's still alive. Hookshot in is going to catch the wrong target, and now the Clockwork's in a world of hurt. He's going to get torn apart very quickly, and they now chase forward for the Alchemist. They see the real one. He has no TP. Oh, he has some help from the Centaur, though. Dude, that Centaur counted 3 units from the Familiars, but oh my god, does it actually matter? Because Mandy is getting his ass kicked. Spirit Vessel, OP. Minus regeneration. Minus healing from that Witch Doctor. Means that your Chemical Rage is suddenly not looking all too hot now. That's going to be a clean sweep here for SG. Now setting up for a little bit of a death blow push. Third Familiar in the air thanks to that Aghanim Scepter. Does have super fast Familiars, so response rate from this Visage. Freaking emergency services hero right now. Can they actually get a... Oh, Burrow Strike onto 2. And Tekka and 4 for 4 get hit with a pretty hard Eclipse, but not that much in stolen there. don't really think they can do anything to this OD though. So, and they do absorb the Eclipse, and we'll be able to back off safely. But I don't think they can actually defend their base here. So, not having to worry about the OD ult is kind of nice, but you kind of have to worry about your buildings because they're dying, man. They are dying mighty quick. And ADR, he doesn't care. He still has that Aegis. Shot in is going to find the Visage, but that's once again going to put the Clockwork in a really bad spot. The OD's dropping low, but he's not dead just yet. Still has that Aegis. Sonic Wave will finally be used. I think that's the first one in the game. Something like that, but the OD's back, so again, he doesn't care. The Burrow Strike onto the Queen of Pain. He is going to have the Blink out. Just barely surviving. The Root instead goes on to the Alchemist, and he's in a lot of trouble. He's going to go down. His OD's going to start fountain camping. There goes the Clockwork, forced back into the SG side. OD's a little bit far here. ADR, in typical ADR fashion, goes in deep. He's going to get his TP canceled. He does have a self-imprisoned. He has a Burrow Strike help. Lands into the Clockwork, gets the kill. Tekka tries to get the Rift out, but it's not even going to work, even in his own base. And in the meantime, they're still chasing after the Queen of Pain. Death Ward is being channeled up and will get the kill, but he will lose his own life for it. That's unfortunate. 16k lead all of a sudden. SG Esports have won this game. Off of a Visage, off of a super stacked OD. Alchemist. Unfortunately, today was not your day. That was even with minimal pressure. Again, this game was not really about the fact that Alchemist got those items. I think it was mostly the fact that he had no supporting crew. I think Queen of Pain's safe lane, yeah, I'm not really sure about that one. Tekka, he was able to get items. I can understand where they're coming from versus that Visage with the Underlord, but also just didn't seem like it was really incredible. For whatever reason, guys, T-Show are going to lose this game and find themselves in the lower bracket. That game is going to be happening tomorrow, 4 EST. It's going to be T-Show versus Infamous. That best of 3. And then the winner of that faces up against SG Esports in a best of 5. I don't envy either of those guys. That sounds terrible. But SG Esports, they're comfortably in the finals right now. You're going to be watching their opposition, and well, we're going to be watching them too tomorrow. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Congratulations to SG Esports. Looking like some pretty darn clean games. Now that I think of it, you know, we see Costa play Arc Warden a lot. Visage isn't too dissimilar from Arc Warden. It's the same kind of, you know, tricky, elusive, kind of mobile-based hero. I don't know. Maybe he is a little bit more different. But guys, if you enjoyed the cast, be sure to stick around and watch GESC SA qualifiers through to its end. Again, it's all going to be coming to a head tomorrow. If you enjoyed the cast, you can follow me on Twitter at Mike Loris. And I'll see you guys next time. GG.